pioneer in using semi-precious.
Designer, author, creative force for Chinese culture, Kai-Yin is recognized as among the top designers, particularly for jewelry, in the world.
I tumbled into both. I studied history and, for that matter, European history. Now, in retrospect, I had to learn about my heritage, Chinese history, after graduation. Then I realized quite quickly that it gave me a wide perspective, enabled me, after I started as a designer, to make my way in the West. Because to be Asian-focused or China-focused, especially at that time, was very limited. But it did give you a point of view and a focus.
But she's also a Hong Kong entrepreneur, even though she sees that through the prism of art and cultural life.
I've always believed that things is for life, it's not for quiet scholarly enjoyment. So I began to string these things together, and from antiques I began to do new pieces, and I started from New York. Now from New York you have a different point of view, is how you exist in the Western market, how you cater for Western taste, why you remain in your core with a deep Chinese cultural content. You have to make it understandable for the market there.
Kai-Yin's love for her Chinese cultural heritage was at the back of her desire to design jewelry. So was her study of history and knowledge of symbols stretching back more than 1,000 years. Surely a really big idea, at least in scale.
That came about because I strung those pieces, unrelated pieces, together because I wanted to wear them. I wanted to be part of life. My friends tried on, I put it on my friends, very nice. Then I put it on other people, and I had a big break. In New York, I was scratching my head how to find a common language, and which is based on culture, on my understanding what was important in Chinese culture, and make it understandable in this case, jewelry, and be wanted by other people. So what I'm wearing, these symbols, expressions of different variations of the knot. And when I was in New York, and I said, now what common language or physical, visible language could I find to interpret, have people understand and want them immediately? So I have done different variations of these knots for the last 20 years.
These are some of the latest jewellery pieces produced by Kai-Yin, and thanks very much indeed for showing us. This, I think, some of these pieces haven't been seen yet in public, perhaps, and some are not even on sale around the world, but they do actually present a very eclectic style that you have.
Well, thank you. I started with these knots, and that's highly recognizable. And if I wear one, and people would come up to me and say, where can I buy that Kai-Yin necklace?
It's not just pieces, it's also design elements that you brought
Yes.
in to various items. Looking, for example, at this one over here, what would you say, special about that?
What is special about that is these are semi-precious stones, not very expensive, but I love them for their coloration, for their Baroque forms, in order to create jewelry and in wearable forms that people can afford and make a statement, and above all, go with fashion.
So Kai-Yin, really looking at this piece over here, that's very much you, it's very much your kind of design, it seems to me. What makes that special?
What makes it special is, number one, the stones. They are semi-precious stones, not very expensive. It is really the design and the putting together that make them work. And secondly, this symbol is my interpretation of the knot, and the Lingji is another ancient Chinese symbol which means immortality. But in modern terms, we could say that it means life, it means sustainability, it means energy.
Kai-Yin Lo's latest role is as chief curator of the Hong Kong Design Exhibition, accompanying the 2010 World Expo in Shanghai, where she presented the exhibition entitled Creative Ecologies, combining business, living, and creativity.
What makes Hong Kong into the vibrant, highly livable, and dynamic and flexible place it is? It is a set of systems which are historical, geographic, economic, social, and cultural that have fostered this environment. This environment I find our entrepreneurs are extremely creative. May not be in the way they are creative like me, but they are extremely pliable, flexible, they are extremely competent, they have creative ideas. That's the essence of Hong Kong. And these are things we seem to take for granted.
Kai-Yin's even bigger idea after curating the Shanghai exhibition, the future is really all about better design.
That's our livelihood. That is definitely our future, to upgrade that. And it's not only knowledge of the market, it's not only branding, it's the design is the very basic component. Design is creativity and the nurturing of creativity from young age, which stems from education.